What is up, guys? In today's video, we're going to be talking about which SMG is better in Fortnite Chapter 3, the Stinger SMG or the newly released machine pistol. I know a lot of you have been enjoying the machine pistol since its release, but I still think the Stinger SMG is the better choice for most players in Chapter 3, and that's what we're going to go over in today's video. If you guys do enjoy this video or find it helpful, informative, whatever, please remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, and comment down below which of these SMGs you prefer. Are you still running the Stinger SMG, or have you moved on to the brand new machine pistol? Let me know down in the comments below, and we can have a discussion about which of these guns is better, because there are points for either weapon. To start off with, I'm just going to get into the differences between these weapons, and then later on I'm going to talk about why I prefer the Stinger SMG. The main differences between these weapons is going to be that the Stinger SMG has 1 more damage per rarity than the machine pistol, and it does more damage to builds. I don't know exactly what the build damage multiplier is, but the Stinger SMG does more damage to builds, and that is going to matter later on when we get to that topic. And then the machine pistol has 5 more bullets in the mag than the Stinger SMG, and a slightly higher fire rate, although it does do less damage. One thing that's also nice about the machine pistol is it does get first shot accuracy, and it has way less initial bloom than the Stinger SMG. But it does eventually grow to be larger if you're just spraying it out consistently. So if you have really good aim, you can consistently just land headshots with this SMG. But I feel like that often isn't the case. A majority of the time I'm using my SMG, I'm not just going to like stop and aim in and make sure I'm getting headshots. I'm going to just be hip firing and like doing my best to track the person and not necessarily going for headshots. So I feel like that's one of the key differences between these weapons that a lot of people don't talk about. Most people are kind of just talking about the damage or the fire rate, but I feel like the accuracy is like the biggest difference. If you're someone that just aims and goes for headshots intentionally all the time with your SMG, the machine pistol could be a better choice for you. But I feel like a majority of people just aren't really using their SMG that way. And we're just happy to hit some shots regardless. Like, if you're hip firing, I feel like it is decently difficult to hit headshots regardless, or like decently RNG to hit headshots regardless. And I'm not really going to ADS my sub in most instances, unless it's medium to like longish range for an SMG, which sounds weird, but the Stinger SMG can do that. And the machine pistol should be able to as well, because it has the added accuracy, but it turns out that the machine pistol has way less range. So for more like medium range shots, the machine pistol really isn't that good. Even though it has better accuracy at those ranges, the damage just makes it kind of irrelevant. And I feel like the Stinger SMG's accuracy or bloom is already so minuscule for an SMG that it gets the job done just fine. And I would rather have the added range and added damage than the better accuracy and better fire rate of the machine pistol. So yeah, it's kind of weird. Like, the machine pistol accuracy wise is more set to deal with medium range, but its damage at that range is pitiful, and there's not really much of a point in doing so. So I think that's one reason why a lot of people are going to gravitate back to the Stinger SMG, is because the added range just makes it feel way more consistent. When you're hitting somebody, you are doing a good amount of damage to them, whereas the machine pistol, I often feel like I fry people, but it just turns out that I didn't really hit them for any amount of damage at all, really. And that damage to builds really does matter, because a majority of the time I'm using my SMG, and I feel like if you're the same, you're spraying builds with the SMG. That's kind of the main point of it, especially in game this season. A lot of fights just come down to holding height and spraying down on people and like running them out of mats or getting tags in over time, and then eventually softening them up for the pump shots. If you've watched my video about getting easy solo wins in Chapter 3, or my video about getting a lot of crowned wins in Chapter 3, or even my video about getting a lot of arena points in Chapter 3, that's one of the biggest points I stress, is that in game, you don't really have to do anything this season, and you could just chill height and spray down with your SMG and eventually pressure your opponent or like choke them out of mats, and you will win the game in the long run without really risking much. That's what you can do with the Stinger SMG, and it's so good at frying builds. If you're actively destroying someone's builds as they're turbo building, you're going to run them out of mats so quickly, because, you know, the builds start off kind of weak when the player initially places them. But since the machine pistol has less damage to builds, I feel like I don't fry builds as quickly with this weapon. It takes more bullets to do so, and it just takes longer, so the builds end up getting more HP over time, and you can't just melt builds the same way with the machine pistol that you can the Stinger SMG. And don't get me wrong, I wish the game was different, and I wish we weren't necessarily in this spray meta where the Stinger SMG just nukes builds, but this video is about which of these weapons I think is better, not how I want the game to be. And I think that since the Stinger SMG can nuke builds and just make your opponents waste mats immediately, it's such a better weapon. And I feel like you get more shots through builds, even though you would think that the machine pistol would get more shots through builds because it has a higher fire rate. I just I didn't feel like I was getting that many shots through builds with the machine pistol for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because it was taking so long to break the build or what. I don't really know, but when I initially saw the stats of these weapons, I thought the machine pistol would be great at frying people through builds, but I don't know. The Stinger SMG, I end up getting way more shots through builds. I end up making people waste mats sooner. If you want to take somebody's wall with an SMG, I feel like the Stinger SMG works better for that. If you go to take somebody's wall, you get it and then edit it, and then they put a stairs in the box, and then you're going to SMG their stairs out and then place a cone or stairs of your own. That way you have edit priority on it and you can get the kill. I would just so much rather have the Stinger SMG for that situation than the machine pistol. And even though it has 5 more bullets per mag, you're going to be taking more bullets than that to end up breaking those builds. So it's going to be more likely that you run out of ammo with this weapon as well, even though it does have more bullets in the mag. I just feel like for how Fortnite is played and how I end up using my SMG now, the Stinger SMG is just a way better choice, and I feel like a majority of players are going to be the same way because we are in the spray meta. Like, everybody is spraying through builds this season, and I feel like if that's your main point of your SMG, or one of your main points, if that's important to you at all, the Stinger SMG is going to be the better choice. And the machine pistol isn't bad. I think the game might be better off if the Stinger was vaulted and the machine pistol was the only SMG, because it doesn't nuke builds as much. But for nuking builds, the Stinger is the best weapon to go to. And I feel like even if I am in a situation where I pump somebody and then swap to my SMG to finish the fight, I would so much rather have the Stinger SMG than the machine pistol. The added damage does matter. I feel like the ability to hit consistent headshots with the machine pistol is nice, but in practice, it doesn't work as well for me. If you're in somebody's box in like a really awkward situation, it's kind of difficult to be very precise with your hipfire accuracy, whereas the Stinger SMG, I feel like it is very easy to track with the reticle that we're given, and I do think it is perfectly accurate enough to where you can consistently land hipfire shots and can consistently land headshots if you should be getting them. So that is going to be it for this video. I think that the Stinger SMG is a better choice because it's better against builds, and that's kind of like the most important thing when it comes to an SMG for me. Let me know in the comments down below what you think, and if you prefer the machine pistol to the Stinger SMG, please let me know why in the comments below. If there's something I missed or like a reason why you like the machine pistol that I didn't mention, let me know in the comments below, and you might have a valid point, and maybe I will see the guns differently. Like I said before, if you guys did enjoy this video, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more. I live stream on Twitch every day. It will be linked down in the description below if you want to watch me live, but it's just Evolve Jake, just like my channel name, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.